One of my mastermind members got booked because ChatGPT recommended her by name in the middle of someone's conversation. She didn't compare, she didn't Google her, she just booked. And it doesn't happen with generic copy. If your website has nothing distinct in it, AI has nothing distinct to cite. This is episode 474 of Bella in Your Business. Okay, I need you to stop scrolling for a moment. And I need you to pull up your own website. Not your competitors, yours. Now tell me, if I honestly covered up your logo, if I covered up your business name, could I read your homepage and tell what pet sitting business it belongs to? Be honest. Because I've read pet sitting business websites for 20 plus years now, and I could take a copy off of almost any site, paste it onto a completely different one, and nobody would notice. We treat your pets like our family every single time, or we treat them like our own, or, when you love them, when you leave them, we love them, or any of those other cliche things that are said everywhere. And so here's what that actually is. It's not a marketing problem. It's an identity problem. Wearing someone else's website copy is like wearing someone else's underwear. Yeah, I just said it. And if you've coached with me, you've probably heard me say that before. It's that uncomfortable. Like everyone can tell. And here's the part that's making it worse right now. It's AI. People are trying to fix generic copy by typing, make this sound more like me based off of what you know about me. And they're getting back the exact same voice that everybody else gets. But because it sounds better than what they could have come up with, they're like so excited because they're exhausted. And I get it, okay? AI website copy that's supposed to sound like you is actually making pet businesses sound more like every other business. And that matters, okay? We're going to get into it today. I'm going to teach you how to get out of this conundrum. I'm Bella Vasta, and this is Bella in Your Business. Today, we're going to talk about why your website sounds like everyone else's, what AI is doing to make that worse, and what the real strategy is behind your copy. If this sounds like you, or this sounds like something like you're like, yeah, ready? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because here we go. And really quick before we dive in, if you've never hit subscribe to this podcast right now or reviewed it, please, I would be so honored if you would do it. And if you know a pet business owner out there, or honestly, any other business owner out there who's been quietly hating their own website for the last year, send them this episode. Not the whole feed, just this one episode. All right, let's talk about the cliche. Every pet business website says some version of the same four things. We treat your pets like family. We're fully insured and bonded. We have X years of experience. We love what we do. None of that's a lie, but none of it's you either. That could be applied to everyone. And I get why this happens. You did not go into the pet care business to become a copywriter, right? You hired somebody, or you wrote it yourself at 11 at night, or you grabbed the words that sounded professional, maybe edited it a little bit. It was safe, like every other website I've seen. But here's a real conversation I had with a client. Every single copywriter she hired, she told me she never liked the copy. It never felt like her, not once. And she hired more than one copywriter. Good copywriters too, like people who do this for a profession. The problem was never the writer's skill. The problem was that nobody ever asked her the questions that would make her website sound like her. And here's why this actually matters. Beyond taste, cliche copy is a trust problem. It's not a taste problem. If your website sounds exactly like your competitor's website, you've handed the client exactly one reason to pick you, price. And that's a whole differentiator. So before you write one more word of your copy, I want to ask you this question today. What do you refuse to do that every one of your competitors does? Not what do you offer. What do you refuse? That's usually where the voice is hiding. Now here is where it gets worse. Because you would think AI would fix this. You would think that you could just call on ChatGPT, say, hey, make this sound more like me, and out comes you. but it doesn't work this way. And I really want you to hear this because it's happening to thousands of small business owners, not just in the pet industry, everywhere. I see this everywhere because I work with service businesses outside of the pet industry. You type, make this sound like me in a chat GPT, and it hands you back the same exact voice it hands back to every other pet sitter, dog walker, small business owner who just typed the same exact prompt this week. It has things like, it's not this, it's that. Or most people don't realize. You can usually spot it. It's like the M dashes. This isn't just a business, it's family. A warm, generic, everybody sounds like this cadence feels personal, but it isn't. And people can spot this from a mile away now. I actually have a name for what is happening here. It's called an AI echo chamber. ChatGPT is trained to agree with you all the time. So when you hand it a blank first draft and ask it to punch it up, it doesn't challenge you into something sharper and more specific. It just keeps taking whatever you gave it. It doesn't hone it in, okay? It just agrees, it smooths it out, it makes it sound nicer. It does not make it sound like you because it was never asked the question that would surface in the first place. The real problem with so much AI website copy is floating around other pet business websites right now. It's optimized to sound smooth, and now they all sound the same, not like you. Okay, so here's a line I want you to remember from this whole entire episode today. AI slop copy is just a faster, cheaper version of the exact same cliche problem you already had. Okay, speed was never the problem. Strategy is the fix. And now here's where something most pet business owners have never once considered about their website. Are you ready? It's not just a sales page anymore. Before it was like a glorified brochure, okay? It's a hiring page. Think about who actually reads your website. Potential clients read it before they book, but your next great employee reads it too before they ever apply. They're sitting on your homepage deciding if it's a place that they want to work, if it's a mom and pop rinky dinky company or like an actual established company that's not going to forget to pay them on payday. They're making decisions. It's the same page, two completely different audiences, one shot. And if your copy is generic and you're not just losing bookings, you're losing potentially the next greatest hire before the job ever goes up because the website already told them nothing about what makes your team different. And the other 10 listings that they're scrolling, there's nothing for them to connect with emotionally and be like, I really want to work with this company. So here's the part I actually want you to walk away with, because it was never about the sentences. It's always about better questions asked before you write a single piece of copy. Here's what I actually asked the client before I wrote their anything for them. What do you say on a sales call that never makes it to your website? Who do you secretly not want as a client and why? What do your best clients say about you and in their own words that you would never say about yourself? I've got over 100 questions that I ask when I create this copy for people because now I can. Those 3 questions alone will get you further than any AI prompt ever will, because every business owner answers them completely different. That is why every single website I build for a client comes out completely different. And if you don't believe me, I can show you a whole bunch matched right up against each other. Okay? And it's not because I'm trying to be original. It's because I asked different questions and got different true answers from these business owners. And this is exactly the kind of thing that it's really hard to see about your own business from the inside. You're too close to it. You already know your answers. So you don't realize which ones are actually gold because you're so desensitized. Okay? This is exactly why I built the website audit to do this for you. It's not a sales pitch. It's me and my system looking at your actual site and telling you plainly what's generic, what's actually you, and what's quietly costing you bookings and applicants. You can grab that at jumpconsulting.net/audit. Okay. And you'll fill it out and I'll get you an audit back. It's like 12 pages or something, like with actual screenshots. It's really, really dope. It'll blow you out of the water. But let's talk about why this problem actually keeps getting more and more expensive every single year. It's because Google is not only judging your website anymore, 60% of Google searches now end in an AI answer box before anyone even clicks a single link. So something like, hey, how much does a pet sitter cost in Scottsdale? Whatever that AI like conclusion shows, that's what those people are taking as fact. And if you're not the one setting that cadence, then I'm sorry, friend, you've already lost. And it's happening every single day to people searching for a pet sitter or dog walker in your town right now. And I have a real story about this one. One of my mastermind members got booked because ChatGPT recommended her by name in the middle of someone's conversation. She didn't compare, she didn't Google her, she just booked. And it doesn't happen with generic copy. If your website has nothing distinct in it, AI has nothing distinct to cite. If it's just generic, general copy, there's nothing for it to cite. Okay, it's invisible to the exact tools that people are using to find you today. More people, like yourself, are talking to AI now, asking them the problem. The whole idea behind something I call AIO over SEO, it's not just writing for a Google crawler counting keywords anymore, or for a human coming to your site. You're now writing for AI that is actively deciding whether to recommend you by name to a real person who is about to become a client, who is in the decision-making process in that exact moment. Do you understand how pivotal this is and how much this has changed? Okay, before I wrap up, I'm not going to just tell you that this works. I want to show you. One of my mastermind members runs a dog walking business. And for years, her whole site said solo dog walks, just solo dog walks. Same words every pet sitter in her city uses. We sat down, asked the real questions, and it became private dog walks. Same service, completely different positioning. And it didn't stop at better words. Her ranking started to move. Google's own AI overview now quotes her positioning back word for word. And when someone searches for a dog walker in her neighborhood, the pages haven't even fully rolled out because we're rolling them out in the next couple of months. Her main pages are working so well for her that they're pulling up this stuff that she hasn't even written about yet. Okay? It's already like picking up on crawl activity and citations because the foundation underneath all of it changed, not just one page. And on top of that, she landed a segment on Fox, real on-air exposure. Now, before you go and think, oh my gosh, Bella, I'm never getting on the news. I hate being in front of the camera. This could work in print too. And we haven't talked about it fully on this podcast yet, but one of the big things, it's not just your website to be cited in AI. It's also big, important people like media also pointing to your website and saying that you are the best. You can't just rely on your Google reviews or now Yelp because OpenAI just did a deal with Yelp and now your Yelp reviews are really important. That's another story for another time. But citations are really important, okay? And so this means that a genuinely high authority link is now pointing back to her brand new site that was just launched in like March. Her new site, because of the content that we're doing, we're making it a red Ferrari that we're driving around. For those of the insiders who pay attention on my Instagram and my Facebook, you know what I'm talking about. She's now getting that #1 spot across 3 different search engines, beating out people who have been around for months and years, because their website's just sitting in the driveway with no gas in it, okay? And so another client of mine in a completely different market, she now holds the #1 spot across 3 different AI engines for her city. Someone asked any of them who does this in her town, and she's the answer. Not a directory and not a national platform. You know which one I'm talking about. It's her. And a third client had an old business directory out there that was splitting her identity in half. Half of AI's answers were answering in her old business name, and then the other one in her real business name. So we cleaned it up and tightened it and the actual content behind it. And just this past week, literally as I'm recording this, okay, the exact search that was used to name a national competitor now names her first. I got screenshots, guys. I got receipts, okay? First sentence by name. This is even better and more exciting than SEO and Google. This is an even more fun game to get cited on AI. 3 completely different businesses, same principle every single time. I ask better questions to get something that's actually theirs and in the results now. Here's the thing. I'm not telling you this to sell it anything to you right now. I'm telling you this because I want you to actually see this and understand this before, so that you have the knowledge so that you can make a decision. Dang, Bella, you're right. My website needs to get better and I need to try to do this. And then you try to do it yourself and you realize I'm not getting those kind of results. And then maybe you say, okay, Bella, what do you got? Or maybe you don't. Maybe you go to one of my gazillion blogs that I've been publishing about how to get found on ChatGPT on bellavasta.com, or the ones about ChatGPT versus Claude that's on jumpconsulting.net. Okay. But maybe you do want to get an audit, or maybe you do want to have a conversation about it. Well, you know by now, I offer 20-minute calls, bellavasta.com/20. Or if you're wondering where you find, I also, Nova and I, my bot, my agent, we do audits. And these audits are amazing. All you got to do is go to jumpconsulting.net/audit, and we can do that for you. And you could see exactly what's happening on the AI engines. And look, since we're being honest, I'm going to just say this also really plainly and clearly. After that audit, I do offer you an opportunity if you want to get on a call. You don't have to. I give you the audit for free. And then if you want to get on a call and see how I can help you over the next 12 months, have results just like my clients already are, then we'll get on a call and I'll have a whole plan that I can show you. It's quite amazing if I do say so myself, okay? But that also being said, I can only take on a few new clients every quarter because I have to stagger everybody, okay? And because we also have been having success with it, the rate's going up by about $300 a month right now. So if this is something that you want to store in the back of your head and say, oh, maybe I'll do it next year, I encourage you to get the wheels starting now. Just go to jumpconsulting.net/audit. And I'm not telling you that to rush you. I'm telling you that because you deserve to know before things change. All right, let's bring this home. Cliche copy has always been a trust problem. AI made it worse, not better. And when you use it to paraphrase instead of strategize, it's a disaster, okay? And your website is now doing double duty. Sales page, hiring page. You're talking to humans, you're talking to bots. Before it was just humans that came in through the front door on the homepage. Now bots are coming in through every single page or post on your site, okay? It's grown so many tentacles. And the trap that I see so many pet business owners fall into is they know something's off. They see their Google Analytics going down. They see their new client registrations going down, but they're not sure what to do about it. At first, they just think, oh, it's a lull. And then after a couple of months, you're like, oh, shoot, the holidays are coming and we're not really that busy. And my staff is asking for more visits and I don't have anything to gift them. Okay. So you open up ChatGPT, you type something in, you get slop back, you rewrite it, you try to put all your energy and effort into social media, like social media is going to bring you in new clients. That's not happening. You can't see your own blind spots. You're too close to your own business. Even I was guilty of that. And it's not a flaw, it's you being human. All right. So go get the free website audit, jumpconsulting.net/audit. So you can at least have the information to make a decision. Just because you get an audit doesn't mean that you have to do anything. But are you going to be courageous enough to get the information so that you can't ignore it? And essentially the word is ignorant. And I'm not calling you ignorant, but when you ignore things, it's ignorance. All right. I want to help you. I want you to know this. It was important for me to talk about the website copy. We had Erica on last week. If you didn't hear that, you need to go back and listen to it. It was the 6 things that you need to know about AI on your website. It was very good. It was one of our most popular episodes. Thank you, Erica. And she has this term called DIY AI. And because, she is the website designer and she has seen so many people try to do their websites with AI and it hasn't worked. And then they come to her to get a new website. And then they come to me and I do the copy for you. Because what happens is one of the things that will always hold you up when you're upgrading your website or you want your website to perform better is that you're going to get caught up in the in how do I explain what makes me unique And what do I say and where? And this is really a kind of thing that you need someone on the outside to help you do. So writing the website, which I call the yellow Lamborghini, and then you got to put gas in the Lamborghini and drive it around. But if it just stays in your driveway, it's a yellow Lamborghini in your driveway and nobody sees it. But your neighbor has a red Ferrari and she's driving it around town and she's tooting her horn and she's revving her engine and she's waving and everybody knows her as red Ferrari. Which one do you want to be? The yellow Lamborghini or the red Ferrari? This has been another episode of Bella in Your Business. Please remember to like, share, comment, follow, all the things. And when life gets you down, always keep jumping. Thanks now.